Welcome back to Cybertopia! This is part 2 of the finale episode, House of Cards. The finale is working a little differently to previous missions, in that there are 4 teams taking on the same overarching objective, to take down the leadership of 3 big groups that oppose Amazing Corps. Last episode, we saw the 2 ground teams approach the location. One surveyed the area and took out an external guard, while the other entered the building and began enacting a wild distraction. We're going to return now to the outside team to catch up with what they get up to while the distraction is being enacted.
Hey, I'm Pat.
Hello, I'm Rev.
Hi, I'm Vickey.
Hi, I'm Aidan.
The area is clear now, in this immediate vicinity anyway. You don't know where the other patrolling people are, so they could come around the corner or something at any moment. Or say you stashed the body somewhere out of sight. But yeah, where you are currently, you can see now quite clearly the warehouse ahead of you, just 1 block away, and you can approach it if you want to get closer.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Yeah, sure.
Striding forwards as if we know what we're doing.
Yep, so yeah, you get up to the corner of the building, and let's say it's like the back corner. You've been going through the back alleys to get to here, and you still see no sign of other people around. You can hear like the murmur of multiple people inside the building, because it is quite a large building. You'd assume there must be quite a few people in there to be making this amount of noise. You can't hear anything clearly, but there's definitely voices and some stuff going on, like murmurings and stuff. There's no windows to the outside in the ground floor from the angle you're coming from, but what you can see is there's one of these kind of old-style fire escapes going up the back, where there's rickety metal stairway kind of spiralling up that would lead you right up the way to the roof. But this is the back of the building. There is also a fire escape door at the back of the building, kind of next to these rickety metal steps, but the main entrance would probably be around the front of the building, you'd assume.
I think we should try to find a way to climb up to the roof that's not the noisy thing if we can. What do you guys think?
How does that fire escape look? Does it look like decent or like rickety and old? What are we talking here?
And it looks intact. It is maybe a little bit rusty, but it doesn't look like it's falling off the building or falling apart or anything.
There's a lot of noise.
Yeah,
they won't hear us.
Yeah, as long as it's intact, we can get up there okay, sure. Around the back seems like an easier way.
Can I give the stairway a little wiggle, see if it moves? Like, very slightly.
Yeah, you go up to the stairway and you give it a little shake with your lizard hand, and it wiggles a little bit, but it's not like it doesn't give way or fall down or anything. So it goes up maybe like a 3-4 story building. So the stairway goes a ways up, but it doesn't seem dangerous or dilapidated or anything.
I'm going to turn around and give 2 thumbs up. Everything's okay.
Okay, thumbs up back and... Alright, I guess let's do this.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you all going to go up at the same time?
I don't like that question.
I think we should try going up 1 person at a time, the quietest person at a time, because these metal staircases can start rattling and banging pretty loud.
Well, I mean, look, we're still in disguise, and we haven't been rumbled. We could just try going in through the front door.
Let's just keep going.
I'm overthinking it. I overthink everything. Let's just go. I start walking up the staircase.
Yeah, same. Let's go.
Okay, so you start walking up the staircase, and yeah, it doesn't make a huge amount of noise, really. It's not rattling around or banging against the building or anything. It seems relatively secure, and actually, even with the weight of all 4 of you and the robot dog and the tentacles and everything, it seems surprisingly stable. Let's have a observation roll from everyone as you're going up.
Can I use danger sense as well? Just in case?
Yep.
Why do I do this, guys? I'm just going to down.
Was that a bad roll, Vickey?
11.
Okay, I mean, that's not that bad.
I feel like I should. I feel like it needs a higher roll than that.
Aidan?
Also 11.
Oh, right, okay.
19.
Okay, and Pan?
Okay, I got a 10.
So the rest of you don't really see much, maybe focusing a lot on the stairs, but as Julie's going up, they're very focused on the stairs, but they also notice there looks like there's some sort of device on the roof of an adjacent building that seems unusual and out of place there.
See it from our chimney.
You didn't see it from the chimney. It was on kind of like maybe on the eaves of the building or something, so it wasn't particularly visible from where you were on the chimney. It's not a massive device, like a small backpack or something like that, but definitely something technological that doesn't belong there.
Would mad scientist and fringe science apply to trying to figure out what it is?
Yeah, and actually I'm not going to make you roll for that, because I'd say you could probably combine them into the observation roll to be like, oh shit, that's like some sort of security device there. That's something that's been put in place to catch people who shouldn't be there, sort of thing.
People like us.
Okay, stop. We've got like a security drone or something over there. and I, as subtly as possible while being noticeable, point with a tentacle under the eaves where the device is on the building next door.
Oh, okay. I can handle that. I'm gonna pop off my hand, put it on my little doggy, and send it to go and clamber up there to try and dismantle this thing, or at least like turn it off.
Okay, let's have a Bucky roll then.
Can I assist?
Yeah, how are you assisting?
Camera.
Yep, go for it.
Send the drone camera over to add an extra pair of eyes.
Yep.
Nice. Oh wait, does that fly?
Yeah, it's like a hover drone-y kind of thing, right?
I rolled something other than 9. I rolled 2 digits.
Oh, yeah?
Ah.
What did you get?
13, possibly more if we include things like analysis and hunter.
I'd give you analysis and the drone camera, I think.
Cool.
Oh, I got to add 2 for Bucky, so it's 15.
Okay. So, yeah, Bucky can get up to the device on the wall, and the drone camera accompanies Bucky. What are you wanting Bucky to do when Bucky gets there?
I want Bucky to get it close enough that my hand can hop off to remote hack it.
Okay. Alright, let's have a remote hacking roll with the hand then that Bucky has skillfully delivered to the location of this device.
Okay. Can the drone give any pluses?
Yeah, sure. So I'll say that the previous rolls will provide an assist preparation roll on this, so you'll get a, +1 from the drone and a +2 from the Bucky roll, so +3 total on that.
Can I also give him an assist on the hacking with Hack Clutch and Fringe Science?
Yeah, you can be giving some direction on that front with those abilities.
That's a 15 total.
Okay, so it's another +1, so you get a +4 total from all the other things.
Okay, I think we're good with the 24. I think we should be okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
What are you wanting to do when you hack into this thing? Are you wanting to disable it or take control?
I want to take control of it, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, your hand kind of clamps onto this thing and starts hooking into its connections and takes control of the camera. And yeah, it's a camera, but it's also connected to a series of other cameras in the area. So now you can get a full surveillance of the area to yourself and see, yeah, there are a couple of guards on the front door, but otherwise it's actually quite sparsely guarded around here. There's not a lot of people outside. There is a camera that looks inside of the building, and you can tell when you're looking for all of this stuff, this is definitely tech from the anti-corp movement, who are the more technological group, and they are basically spying on all the activity that's going on inside. And you can see there are numerous members of all of the three factions inside the building. I guess the main security details are in the building. There's no real animosity, but there's definitely like cliques of the different groups kind of milling around.
Okay.
No one seems to be reacting to any noise from outside. No one's responded to any warnings or anything like that have gone out. So it looks like you managed to get to the camera just in time to prevent anything happening. But
okay, great.
This is a tech group. They may well notice that they've been hacked at any time. So you probably want to get going with that jammer that you've got to deliver to the rooftop.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm just going to have it so that the camera's facing us. It's just going to play back the same footage of us not being there for a good bit so we can make our way past the camera. And I set up a program that any camera that we pass, I'm going to try and make it loop footage so it won't catch us.
Yep, cool. All right, we'll say you do that. And it's fairly clear from here to get to the roof of the building. So you get to the top of the fire escape you're climbing without too much trouble. And once at the top there, you can see it is just a big flat roof. And there's maybe a couple of like AC ducts up there. And maybe there's also a small chimney on this building. Feels like a fairly innocuous rooftop. And you can set about setting up this signal jammer.
Okay, I'm going to pop Bucky's top like a lunchbox and pull out the signal jammer and start setting this thing up. Hey guys, keep an eye out just to make sure.
Okay, so it is a little bit of a fiddly device to get set up. So you probably want like a couple of you to be setting this up and a couple of you maybe be watching out or whatever you want to be doing.
Theon?
Yes?
Can I get a healthy serving of your freedom sauce? I wanna see if I can gasify it.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Okay.
Aerosol supply for all the masses. Freedom for all.
Okay, so this is an assist roll with the freedom sauce.
What I want to try to do is literally take the freedom sauce and see if I can use my portable lab to gasify it, do a little mad science while they're setting up the jammer, and if I can, then maybe we can pump some of it down since the AC vents are right there.
Ah. Very interesting. Okay, that's very cool. Okay, let's have this then. So, yeah, we'll have the assist roll with the freedom source, and then we'll have a hacking, kludging kind of roll from Julie.
So the assist roll is 13.
Okay, so that's a +1 to Julie to concoct this thing that they're doing.
That is exactly a 20 total.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you get this healthy dose of freedom source and you manage to kludge it into some sort of aerosol and spray it down into the air vents. And you are confident that this is going to have an impact on the people within the building. You don't exactly know where these air ducts are going to come down into, but it's going into the building somewhere. So you have probably assisted some other people from Amazing Corps who are going to be coming from a different direction and may need to actually be inside. So,
well, I'm just worried that people are going to come try to shoot at us when they activate the jammer.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's get that jammer activated.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have a roll to set that up.
Cool. I'm going to roll with Wait to help me do it up. And I got Bucky and Subject to help me out, I guess.
I can, yeah, I suppose. I'm not very techy, but I can hold things.
Just pop, okay, hold that. Just put your hands there. Okay.
Subject file will just go exactly
just
like
do as they're told. Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Wait. Just hold that. I should give them like one rod to hold.
They'll just hold it with their life.
Yeah. But you gotta hold it real tight, okay?
I'm guessing it should just be a flat roll for the assist from Subject 5 then?
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, that gives a +1.
Yeah, okay.
Better than nothing.
Okay, so 14, 15, 16, 19.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're a techie guy. You know what you're doing with this sort of stuff. So Nox doesn't have much trouble getting this device set up and activated, and green light comes on or something to confirm it is active.
Yes, green light.
Basically, this device, instead of like just stopping all communication, what it does is it kind of spoofs responses. So if anybody sends out a signal, it's going to send back a signal to be like, nah, everything's fine.
Right.
And as this comes online, you get maybe like a ping notification in your in-ear comms that is basically a signal to alert you that the activation of the device has been detected and the aerial team is en route. There's a bit of a timeline crossover here, so let's hop on back over to the other ground team to see how that distraction's getting on.
Hi, I'm Jeph.
Hello, I'm Mark.
Hi, I'm Keith.
Hi, I'm Jen.
Sir Ingram is getting very much into it. He is talking, laughing, socializing, and just having a great time.
Okay. A little while passes, and you get a notification, just a very brief message come through on your in-ear communicators from HQ. It's just a brief warning that one of the other groups has released a chemical agent into the ventilation systems that is likely to give the effect of a positive opinion of Amazing Corp. Ooh. Someone is sending in some Amazing Corp nerve gas that is going to put the suggestion into these people's minds that Amazing Corp actually is good and is looking out for people and is helping, and maybe it's not so bad.
A scent that makes people think good things about tech bros. What kind of a smell is it? Is it kind of musky?
Yeah, I was going to say, it must be a potent musk.
Yeah, it probably is. I think it might be mustard-based something or other.
It's mustard.
Yeah, mustard.
I'm glad we're not the only group that briefly considered at least a chemical attack.
Yeah. We are playing corporate strike teams. Of course, we consider chemical warfare.
So you see some people suddenly start saying, maybe we're doing the wrong thing. Maybe Amazing Corp ain't so bad. And you see other people pick up on this. They've not been so affected. And so you start seeing some people being like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's the opposite of what we're about. And you start seeing some people getting into a little bit of argy-bargy.
And now's the time someone needs to spill a pint.
And remembering people outside of the building, Sir Ingram goes to the wall that held those heat signatures, scans, and then says out loud, hey, wait. I think there are still people outside.
Okay, so you go to the back wall, and there is another set of large doors at the back, which would lead to a fire escape. And you can do your scan. I won't make you re-roll because it's the same thing as you did earlier. And you can see there is only one heat signature that you can see out there. and it seems to be on the floor, like a body lying down, probably. As you're like scanning around, you perhaps look up and you can see more heat signatures above you. There's probably the leaders at the top floor that are doing their meeting stuff, but you see some further heat signatures that maybe you'd assume would be the rooftop crew that was sent in. Logically, from this, you'd assume, oh, this nerve gas that's been released probably came from them. It's come through the roof vents.
So now, standing at an impasse, because, well, there's somebody laying right outside. We had to get everybody inside, but if we get that one inside, it will cause a panic.
I'd say if they're incapacitated outside, it's probably less of a concern.
Yeah.
Presumably one of the other teams took them out.
You could also just prop them up in the corner. They've had a little bit too much tea to drink. Or beer to drink probably makes more sense, but, either or.
Overdosed on tea.
You know what? Sure. Let's take a little bit of a risk. So Ingram is going to try and get the person outside. Inside, everybody's occupied, it's getting a little bit rowdy. Trying to get the person inside without anybody spotting it.
Okay, let's have a stealth roll then.
Oh boy. Yeah, let's take a look. That's just a flat roll.
Yep, probably.
Guys, prepare for trouble. 4.
Ooh, okay. So Ingram goes to just kind of carefully and quietly open the back doors to go and retrieve this body that he's identified. And he does, the doors just swing wide open and light streams in. And loads of people just kind of turn around and go, Oi, close the doors! You're going to let the party out!
Oh, sorry!
So everyone has seen Ingram open these doors. What are you doing?
With a burst of fresh air coming in here, with 3 groups starting to argue and have their problems at the both beer tea and tea beer dispensaries, I think it's time to activate everyone's favorite thing. It is time for a 3-way dance-off. Underground, I'm going to need you over here in the corner. ACM, show me what you got as I slide over. I know you free earthers know how to dance.
Nice. Someone sets up a disco ball and it's reflecting the light that's coming in through the door.
I will change my digital onesie pajamas to be that disco ball.
Ooh, that's powerful.
As I'm in center stage with my metronome enhanced shoes, with my enhanced speed, setting the tone and beat that these guys have to keep up with.
Nice. And someone in the background of the Free Earthers is still beatboxing. So, yeah, this is going off. We've seen Tim's dance before. We know what he can do. Let's have that roll.
Alrighty, so we're going to go with media personality for that 3, fast talk,
Yeah.
5, group activity 6,
Okay.
enhanced speed 7,
Yeah.
and metronome enhanced shoes for +8.
Damn, these are some big modifiers. I really want something to go horrifically wrong.
I mean...
I already fucked up.
Yeah, nat 20.
Oh my god!
Let's go! You sent the right squad.
Wow. I mean, not only are your modifiers ridiculous, your rolls have been ridiculous too. Okay, so have you got anything existing that you can build this on, or is this a new thing?
I've got, 1 point center attention, 2 points improvised weapon, 1 point improvisations, or observation.
I'd say center of attention you could take if you want.
Perfect, yeah.
Cool. All right, 2 learners in center of attention. Right. Okay. Everyone was immediately staring at Ingram as he's flung open these doors, but then Tim just kind of stands up in the middle of the room, arms up in the air. Everyone gets eyes straight onto him. And it's like, oh, okay. And they all get into like formation to start a dance off.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the Desi Nacho scene from RRR.
Amazing. This is ridiculous. Entirely not what I was expecting to occur in this session, but I'm loving it.
I guess meanwhile, I'm going to tap Maurice on the shoulder and point towards where I think security setup is for this room and indicate I need some backup just to ensure that we can talk our way into there and start opening up doors, vents, and cause a bit more chaos.
Okay, right. So I think first we'll have Ingram. You can now, with the cover provided from Tim's and his dance-off situation, you can easily go and grab this body in, and you can see that this is a member of the underground that has clearly been taken out outside and stashed amongst some trash cans or something.
Check.
And you can grab that body and just kind of drag it in, prop it up against a wall or something, and just be like, yeah, or stick on like a beer cup on this guy's head and just be like, yeah.
Oh, yes. You know what? I'll go for tea.
Okay, yeah, of course. Tea. Yeah, too much tea.
Too much
teacup upside down on top of the head.
Then I'm going to need some very important world building information at this juncture, just to maintain all of our immersion in the world and this wonderful story that you have weaved.
Oh God, where's this going?
Who's winning the dance off?
Okay, right.
Yeah, which of the 3 organisations can dance the best?
And how?
Right, I'm going to roll 3 dice and see how this dance-off's going.
Because I'm guessing that the underground is like full of moshers because, just in general from the military point of view. And the free earths are going to be a bit more maybe like country or standard like disco dancing. But the anti-corp movement could go either way given who they are.
And the anti-corpers, they could be...
I think they're just looking at their feet awkwardly and shuffling around, to be honest.
I have the ACM as wallflowers, yeah.
I was picturing Roy and Moss from IT Crowd. When they're kind of the best dancers, and they're just like trashing it at the Christmas party.
I like the idea that they were all wallflowers, and in order to get someone from the ACM to join the dance-off, you had to like do the mimed lasso thing to get them onto the dance floor.
Okay, right. The first roll is going to be for the ACM. Okay, we've got a 7 for the ACM. Second roll will be for the Free Earthers. We've got a 16 for the Free Earthers. Okay, underground now.
Some good moves.
Could they be the surprise winners here? Let's go. And that's an 11. So, yeah, the ACM, predictably, not doing great in the dance-off. Maybe they've not been doing that much practicing. Their choreography's a bit off. The coordination's a bit haphazard. The Free Earthers are a bit more punk, a bit more grunge, and they're jumping around, and surprisingly, it looks like it's all meant to be in time, and it's somehow looking, as well as being completely anarchistic, it's somehow in time, and somehow all just flowing, and it's like some sort of diversity sort of coming together of bodies and they're like
Chaos
making
rave.
shapes and stuff. Like, it's very unorthodox but coordinated.
Perfectly organized cacophony of flesh.
Whereas the underground are the regimented group. They have probably practiced choreography, and maybe it just looks a bit too regimented. It's a bit too perfect. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is good, but is it interesting? Is it creative? Probably not, but they're in time at least, which is more than you could say for the emo goths of the ACM.
Technically sound, but there's no passion.
Right, exactly.
Good, thank you. That was important for me. Now I feel like I truly understand the souls of these three organizations.
Okay. Right, yeah, no, this is a perfect encapsulation. And I got to roll some dice, which I probably won't get to do for the rest of the session.
You're welcome.
So Maurice and Cookie head off to a back corner where it seems like maybe there's been some sort of security station somewhat set up. What are you looking for?
First of all, is anyone here?
Everyone is involved in the party. Everyone is involved in this
Good.
dance-off, or at least like observing it.
First of all, I'm looking for anything that either electronically unlocks all doors and gateway systems into this place so the other teams can get in through whatever means of infiltration they wish and allow us to exfiltrate pretty much quickly, because as soon as we've got the doors open and as soon as we're guaranteed that everyone is staying inside this room, then we can leave whenever we want. Second of all, I'm looking to see if there's anything that controls like the televisions or the screens that are in this room.
Okay, so this building is very old. There are no modern security systems.
Fair.
Maybe this security station is just where people have like stashed their weapons, or they've set up some sort of rudimentary tagging in system or something like that, but there is no centralized system for locking the doors or controlling.
That's good. That's a start.
There's no screens or electronics really in this room, or probably this whole building. It's literally just a shell of a warehouse.
That's fine. That makes our job a bit easier when it comes to just unlocking doors, because we just have to manually go there ourselves and unlock those doors.
Yeah, I mean, what you have observed quite easily through all of this nonsense is that there is a front door and there is a back door, and that is really all the entrances there are. There are windows and there are 2 stairwells in opposite corners of the building that you haven't opened the doors to, but you know that there are stairways.
Yeah.
You know that there is a upper floor to this building. You know there is a underground access as well. So yeah, those are the only ways in and out.
We need to open up all of these to make the other teams be able to get in, don't we? So I guess...
Well, so there's a team coming through the sewers underneath, so they've got a kind of way in. You've got the rooftop team who are coming in through the roof. So your main task is to contain everyone in this room that is in this room currently.
Oh, that's even easier for us then, so we can just make sure everything is locked down.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's something at the security station, then we can just ensure that they don't access these lovely guns anymore.
Yeah, good thinking. How is it? How are they stored? Is it like a locker?
So the ACM don't really carry weapons.
Yeah.
The Free Earthers carry pretty rudimentary weaponry, mostly like melee weapons, bats, and that sort of thing. And the underground would have had proper arms, like guns and shit. So in one corner, there is the bats and the bits of wood with a nail in sort of thing. And in the other corner is machine guns and shotguns and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But everyone on the dance floor is now unarmed because everyone's just having a good time.
Yeah. Are they just like piled up, or did they have to like store them somewhere?
No, they're just piled up. There's really not any storage options in this place. And
this is an old factory, you say. Are the doors made out of metal? Like
Yes.
big swinging industrial doors. Cool. All right.
the front doors are currently locked
Yeah.
by the guards who locked them earlier.
If we come out and I whip out the trusty microwave gun, I could just fuse this door shut. Then they couldn't get their weapons if they suspect something's up.
That seems smart.
One thing to remember is you need to stop anybody from going upstairs as well. So you probably want to seal the stairwells.
Oh, true. Well, we can do that too.
And I'm going to go off and do that whilst Maurice is busy fusing the security doors shut.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's have a roll from both of you for sealing your respective doors then.
I think it's just microwave gun in this instance, looking at my list.
I'd probably give you robotics.
Oh, okay. I'm into that. I mean, I rolled a 16 again, which is I think this is either the second or third 16 I've rolled today. That's an 18 total.
At some point it's going downhill and it's going bad.
I know. I miss it. I like rolling ones. That's how I've got bonus skills, is from traumas.
It's gonna come. It's coming. Okay, so Maurice has no problem sealing the door.
I'm sealing the security door. So the door to the room with the security. Like, I'm sealing off the weapons from the rest of the party.
I see.
And expertly do so, and all you hear is a bing when we're done.
Yeah, probably some people in the dance-off hear the bing and think it's some sort of judge noise, like it's someone dinging a bell. It's like, yes, that was good.
And they all start trying to copy what they think made the ding happen.
You're looking amazing out there, Kevin. Keep going.
Everyone just starts trying to make the ding noise themselves. They try to replicate the ding as being like, yeah, ding, ding, ding. Okay, Cookie, you're up.
All right, so out my bag full of spy paraphernalia, I've just got a set of like door fusers and the standard type of things that you'd use just to utterly destroy the lock of a door. Normally you'd use it to like put it in and just melt the door lock itself. I'm going to purposely put it in wrong so it fuses the lock to the door.
Nice, okay. And this is for the stairwells?
This is for the stairwells, yes.
Okay.
So I'm purposely thermiting the doors shut.
Right.
Pull off a strip of magnesium, shove it on the thing, and melt the two sections of the door together. So it would require 30 people just to shove against it, or 20 minutes for crowbar. Either way, not fire safe.
Okay.
It's a good job we bribed that fire marshal.
Okay, go for it. Let's have this roll.
Yeah, so I got my spy tools +2, got thievery +1. I think that's all I'm guessing dice-wise. So let's see how bad this goes. Ooh, it might be the first bad-ish roll of the game. That's a 6 total.
Okay, you're fiddling around with a door. Maybe you get the first one a little bit jammed and you're like, okay, I'll come back to that afterwards. And you go back over to the other side to get the other door. And in the middle of this, you bump into a few people as you're going through. You have to get through the dance off a little bit and you knock some people and you get to the other door. And there's some people just kind of watching you as you're doing this and eyeing you up like, what's he doing with that door? And then all of a sudden, you hear an almighty crash. A huge noise, maybe a couple of stories above you, but the whole building shakes. Welcome to the mid-roll. We're going to use this space to tell you a bit about ourselves and also to celebrate some of our awesome friends. Firstly, maybe it would be a good idea to tell you a bit about this game and where you can find it. Cybertopia is a rules-light sci-fi game created by myself, Ben Newbon, and the base rulebook can be bought, pay what you want, over at my itch page. You can find me mostly on Twitter, just by my name, Ben Newbon, and I also have some trailers and whatnot up on YouTube, also under my name. And here's some info about the players from this episode.
Hi, this is Jeph, and you can find me on Twitter at BigCampaignPod, or on YouTube under the same name.
Hey all, Mark the Wanderer here, creator of the Lugon project. If you like a setting where magic, ecology and evolution are all combined, give us a look on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at LugonD or the Lugon project.
Hi, I'm Jen and I've been playing Maurice. You can find me on Twitter until it dies in a hellfire at JenJembles, or you can find me playing Mavis the Medtech at Cyberpunk Tales from the Oasis. Or on Tuesdays over with AmpersandD20 on Twitch, playing a very, very good adventurer who's a very good adventurer indeed.
Hi, I'm Keith. I'm a game developer and tabletop role-playing game layout designer, and you can find my work at kaYNSD.itch.io. You can also find me playing as paladins, changelings, and changing paladins in the Guild of Icons on the Twitch channel His Cursedness. Follow what I'm up to at kaYNSD at macedon.social.
Next up, here's a quick promo for a good friend of the show. I know Anya through her cosplay and appearances on actual play streams with groups like Girls Run These Worlds, but her new Kickstarter project is a great, cozy looking little game about making potions. The theme is sweet and the art is delicious, and I'm super excited to get my hands on the actual game, so go check out the Apothecary's Apprentice Kickstarter now.
One fateful day, the apothecary leaves her little cottage on a week-long journey, telling her apprentices to take care of any customers who stop by for potions. There are lists of ingredients and recipes for the most standard of potions if they are out of stock, but not all customers want something easy.
Excuse me, is the apothecary in? I need her to make a potion for me.
The apothecary's not in right now, but I'm her apprentice. What potion did you need? Part of your apprenticeship is to log the customer's details in the big dusty tome the apothecary keeps as a record of her ingredients and time, as well as descriptions of the customers themselves, as their energy and mood also affect the magical working. The Apothecary's Apprentice by Lalion Publishing is a 1 to 2 player TTRPG of creation and collaboration as you attempt to make potions for demanding villagers and shape the world around the Apothecary's cottage with each new customer. Good luck, and don't blow up the cottage while the Apothecary's away.
So far, we've seen what the ground teams are doing to set the stage for the big takeout. But there's also another team below them all, setting up the contingency and cover plan. So let's pop over and see what they're doing during all of this.
Hi, I'm Valery.
Hi, I'm Basil.
Hi, I'm Chris.
We want to make sure that this all goes to plan, so you are just one of 4 teams heading out for this. You'll likely not come into contact with any of the others because you're being tasked with entering from underground, clearing the way for and protecting our demolition bot to deliver heavy explosives underneath the meeting location as a secondary safeguard should the assault team fail, and also to cover Amazing Corp's tracks.
Frankie Collard, ex-SWAT team breacher, who left that job sort of under a cloud which may or may not have had a particular distinctive aroma, shall we say, because Frankie is also whatever passes for a hippie or new age believer in this brave new world. Frankie is therefore going with a skill in cosmic.
Okay.
I've got explosives.
Essentially, Frankie is a person for getting through things and into things.
Yeah.
And has a bit of a philosophical, cosmic-y kind of side to them.
Got a shotgun with a net gun attachment underneath, and also keeping the chewing gum plastic explosive where you fold it over to trigger it.
Smart Cool Man is an 80s movie slacker come to life. He is excellent at hacking. He's very good at security breaking. But the main theme of Smart, he is an absolute himbo. And his other skills are vibing and keeping it tight. Generally speaking, Smart Cool Man is a fan of one particular fabric and wears a lot of denim. So normally this is denim shirt, jorts, that kind of thing. Because we're going in disguise in this mission, he's definitely going to be like switching this up, and he's going to be wearing a denim jumpsuit.
Okay.
He's not got the freedom on the legs, but that'll be fine. He isn't going to be wearing a shirt, though, so it is just, I say jumpsuit, I mean like dungarees, I think, going for.
Yep.
Just the dungarees, shirtless with his very, very defined muscles.
The pecs poking out the sides of the dungarees, yep.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The gear that we normally roll with, we've got basically the Nintendo Power Glove for hacking with. It's just some very cool 80s styles gloves with like cables going straight into technology there. I have my hacking hat, which is just a baseball cap, and when I turn it around Ash Ketchum style, then you know things are serious.
If anything, it's kind of a confidence booster, isn't it, really?
Oh, 100%, 100%. One thing that Smart's really been lacking is like a weapon of some kind. Smart is going to be just walking over to a part of the room and just rip a pipe out of the wall.
Okay, right.
And just has a hacking pipe.
A hacking pipe. For hacking things physically.
Yes, to hit things to make them reboot.
Nice.
But also would work quite well as an actual weapon.
Kind of a classic IT guy. Bash it till it works.
With a massive pipe, yeah.
Sounds good. Awesome.
The general idea behind Clarity is that they are very sneaky and they also do hacking. So they have technology, both hacking and data analysis, and their core is stealth. Clarity also has a little buddy, Whisper the drone, that folds down into a hair cuff along with a hologram scanner that is also in another hair cuff. Clarity has basically like locks, and so various sort of hair cuffs. Most of them are decorative. Other ones have hacking tools in them. Their chain whip is also a hair cuff.
Of course. Keep all your stuff in your hair, of course.
Yeah. And then they also have a password cracker, and Clarity is really into soup.
Yeah, we found out at the end of last episode, very good at calming people down with soup. Apparently very into soup. Okay, team. So we are going to send you in through a nearby sewage treatment plant. You will enter into the sewage works through there. These are now unused, have been for decades, so they should be mostly abandoned sewage pipes that lead right underneath the location. The plan is that you will guide and protect our demolition bots. We have several androids loaded up with high explosives that will be following you into this area. We need you to make sure that they are kept safe and that any obstacles in their way can be cleared. So, enter into the sewage plant, get into the pipes, get under the building. We have given you a locator beacon that will tell you the direction to go, and when you are there, you will find that the demolition bots will arm themselves and prepare to detonate. So make sure the path is clear, make sure they are protected until the point of detonation, and we shall see you on the other side. Does anybody have any questions?
I have a question. Is anyone in that building when we send in the robots?
We are expecting security details of some number. We have several other teams that will be attending to the scene, and they will be clearing out any hostile forces to make sure that this operation goes smoothly.
Okay. What do we do if the sewage treatment plant isn't abandoned? I don't want to touch gross water.
This area has not been operational for some time, so we have ensured that any operations have ceased long ago. We would be very surprised if there was any unexpected circumstances around the sewage treatment plant itself. There may be, within the sewage pipes, some anachronistic security processes that will need to be bypassed, which is why we have selected your specific team to go through this route.
If I see an alligator, I'm leaving.
We do not believe there to be any wildlife in the area, but our scanners are unable to fully examine the underground sewage system, so be on your guard.
Alright, well, I guess if we have to. You have fun here. And Clarity's going to give the little robot a little pat on the head.
Frankie raises their hand and just says, are these bots on timers or a trigger or what? What's going to set them off?
The bots have some rudimentary artificial intelligence of their own, which will allow them to follow safely, take some orders from yourselves, but once they get to the location, they will understand by GPS where they are, and they will be set to arm and ready to go when the signal is given from the central source.
Well, okay then, but I hope they don't start thinking about phenomenology on the way, because that could end badly.
They do not have sentience on the scale of something like Whisper, so they should be pliable to your commands.
Right.
Okay, so you will zoom off in a amazing cool vehicle of some sort, probably along ground, and you'll get dropped off at this location. It's probably several blocks away from the warehouse that has been pinpointed, and you will get delivered by van or truck or whatever and dropped out by this abandoned sewage treatment plant. So you can head in. There's no locks on the front door or anything, and you go in, and it is a very kind of classic sewage plant looking building. There's lots of pipes and vats and stuff. They all seem to be empty. There's no functions ongoing. There's no noise of such. Like maybe you see some rats scurrying around, but there's no signs of life or movement or anything really going on around this part. You've somehow got to find your way into the underground system, and you can follow some sort of GPS signal towards the beacon target that you've been given. You do have 3 of these demolition bots that are following along slowly behind you. They are humanoid looking, but they are very clearly strapped with a lot of high explosives that look pretty securely contained, and there's no worry that like one of these might get damaged and suddenly explode, but you should definitely take care of them if anything was to go awry.
Okay, did we get any kind of disguise for them as well, or they look like they are big explosive walking robots?
I mean, essentially, their disguise is that if they get discovered, they're going to blow up.
Cool. What Smart would like to do is start looking around to see if there's any kind of like abandoned tarpaulin or something like that, and I'd like to fashion some rudimentary ponchos for each of the bots, because we needed to be in disguise and these guys don't look like it. They're real quiet though. They've not really said much, but I want to do them like a solid.
Okay, let's have a searching roll from Smart then.
I don't think I can really argue anything other than the himbo on this one, so we're just going to go with that with a +3.
Can I do an assist with observation, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, you could do a separate searching roll if you want to do your own searching as well.
Either.
And if Clarity also wants to search for stuff, Clarity can do that too.
Clarity is busy giving each of them names.
Getting out that marker pen that they drew on the angry eyebrows, just like writing it on their robot foreheads. Okay.
Yeah, trying to decide. It's like, you kind of look like a Howard, but maybe you're more of a Howie. What do you think, Whisper? And Whisper's just kind of floating there as a drone, not giving any input. Yeah, no. Howie definitely, and just writes Howie on one of the robots
Nice.
and is moving on to the next one. Debbie?
These are such good robot names.
I thought you said Daddy at first, which was a very different vibe. A very different vibe.
Yeah. Okay. As Clarity is naming the robots Smart, what have you rolled?
8 on the die, so with the +3, that's just an 11.
Okay. And Frankie?
14 on the die, +1 observation. Can I wing it with Cosmic as well? Because, like, trying to blend in with the universe.
Okay. What is Frankie specifically looking for?
Basically just trying to help with Smart Coolman's idea.
Okay. Just trying to find tarpaulin, poncho-y kind of gear.
I don't know, decorate them appropriately with whatever.
Okay, so between you managed to find some old plastic sheeting of some sort, and you're putting it on, and as you're putting it on, you realise, oh, wait, this has big logos on it. You put it on, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a nice dull kind of dark blue colour. Oh no, there's a bright yellow sticker on this. Oh wait, this one says Amazing Corp. So you go through a few different layers of this stuff trying to find the right thing. You're like, I don't know. Maybe we'll just get Clarity's marker pen and just like scribble it out and it'll be fine. Clarity, of course, goes past on the tarpaulins and writes their names in big letters on each of them.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly the first action that we needed to take.
Yeah, you now have dressed up demo robots. Explosive robots with names and clothing. They're very pretty. So we got Howie, Debbie, and Widget, the demo robots. These things will not survive, I am sorry to say. But you're all with these robots who are now nicely dressed and named in the sewage factory.
They shall return to the cosmos with their own identities and take that with them into the next realm.
This is like robot baptism going on here.
Yes.
What I will say is, as you're searching around, because Frankie did a fairly good roll, Frankie manages to find the entrance to a large pipe that definitely will lead down into the main kind of sewage system below. So you all manage to find a ladder that heads down underground. And when you get down there, it is predictably very dark. It is dank. There is not flowing sewage. This is not a system that is in active use. There's some residual rainfall and gunk and stuff down there from the olden times, but this stuff has not been used in years. These systems, though they're not dry, they're not flowing. So there's plenty of space to walk down them, and you can see exactly on your map that you've been given, your electronic systems that map out the sewage areas where you need to go, and you can start walking in the direction of the beacon that you've been given. It's pretty dark down there. You've got the light from this map, but otherwise it is quite difficult to see. Does anybody have any sort of lighting kind of tools that might provide assistance walking along this direction?
Does Whisper count as a drone? I feel like a drone would have a light.
Yeah, we could have a roll for your drone to see how much assistance they give you and guidance on this.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, nice. I rolled a 19. Plus 1, that's a 20.
Nice. Yeah, so as you get down and as you start going forward, the light that is coming down through the original pipe that you go down quickly fades, and Whisper, without even you asking, just starts illuminating and brightens the whole distance down the pipe so you can see very clearly what's ahead of you. And yeah, there's some piles of literal shit and horrible other gunk that's been left down here for years and stuff. But you can get a clear view of the path ahead and you can continue on down the pipes. You head forwards, maybe you take a couple of turns, maybe the pipe goes down a bit and then up a bit. And there's some dripping and that sort of jazz. After a while, you go through a few junctions, you hear some whispering down some of the pipes that you're going past. Maybe some talking, you can't quite tell, like it feels distant off, but maybe it's just echoing, maybe it's animals. Difficult to tell exactly what direction it's coming from. Maybe it's ahead of you, maybe it's to the side, behind.
So we hear whispering?
Oh, maybe it's distant talking, it's just quiet, could be words. Could be animals.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Clarity's not exactly feeling it.
And I think the souls of this place are calling to us. Is this like an ancient burial ground or something?
Ancient burial ground in the sewers.
Look, I watched a Let's Play of Until Dawn. I know how this goes. I'm not investigating.
Okay, so you can carry on walking. Whisper is still lighting the way. It takes a while, probably longer than you were expecting. You were probably just thinking, oh, it's a few blocks. It's not going to take too long. But these pipes, they're quite winding. And though you've been given a map and it seems fairly straightforward, maybe it's taken a few turns. And you've got the light from Whisper, but maybe this isn't quite as simple route as it was looking initially. Does anybody want to do a kind of navigation-y roll?
I mean, I literally have that as a skill, so I think I will.
Okay, do you want to roll for that? And Chris, you go ahead.
Yeah. How much signal are we getting to the map device that we've got? Like, is it downloaded data or is it receiving data from Amazing Coaster?
Well, so it is a GPS kind of device. So as you're going deeper underground, the signal might not be 100%. You might want to check this out with some sort of technology roll.
Yeah. I'm thinking try and interface with the map, get the glove and grip it properly, and then just get some of the extra doodads from the
see if
power
you can
glove.
boost that signal or properly check it out. Okay, let's have a roll from both of you for each of your things. Valerie, how did you go for Frankie?
13 plus 2 makes 15 again.
Okay. So Frankie had a good look at the map before going down and probably had a good look at the physical map itself and made sure like they remembered this, they memorized it, and they know exactly where they're going and they're pretty sure that they're going in the right direction. How is Smart doing with the GPS device?
I'm thinking +2 from the hacking gloves, for sure, +1 from the skills. I'm trying to like break into this thing, not just boost it, but see if it's possible to get more information out of it. Would security breaking be allowed in this case?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, good, because that will actually take me over the edge. Again, for all the 6 on the die, but I'm adding +5 to that.
Okay, all right. So the GPS device seems to be struggling. Like, it is glitching in and out, especially as you go deeper down into the sewers. You're fairly sure you've boosted it enough that it's keeping its signal and you're able to make sure it's following the right directions and that beacon that it's picking up is in the right place. You're confident in your skills, especially as a himbo. You're like, yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
And especially with the added confidence from Frankie, yeah, you're pretty sure you're in the right direction. The whispering you were hearing before disappeared. I don't know, maybe it was just some echoes or rats scurrying through the remaining sewage or whatever, but it seems okay. After what you assume must be a couple more blocks of trudging through, you come to like a sluice gate that's been shut. There's definitely some sort of automated systems down here that have shut down over time. And this route that you're supposed to be taking, not completely clear. You can't get past this gate on its own.
So we're currently standing in front of this gate, and there's a mechanism to open it, but it's not next to the gate.
There's no obvious panel or anything. Maybe there's some bars down the side, and there's a gate, like a solid block of steel that is just down the middle that is clearly like this will open and close when there's flood waters or something, but at the moment it is closed.
Are the bars wide enough to slip through?
No.
Okay.
Not for a person.
If the bars were removed, would the gap be wide enough to get through for a person?
Yes.
Okay, this sounds like a perfect job for chewing gum plastic explosives.
Okay.
So Frankie just pulls it out. I've got the thing for this.
Oh, is that like chewing gum? I could really do with some.
Do not chew. Do not chew.
It's like chewing gum in its shape, but very different in its effect. Observe.
Maybe everyone stand back a bit.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Before we go for what the effect is here, what would you like your learning to be? Something to do with breaking into things or like exploding things?
I think... Can we sort of make it a +2 thing on the explosive? So, like, placing them precisely? That sort of thing?
Okay. Yeah. Precision placement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Frankie maybe tears off a few bits of this chewing gum explosive and slaps it on the bar.
Yeah, basically... What Frankie tried to do in the last episode, this time it works perfectly, so placing a little strip around the bottom and the top.
Just the right amount, the perfect amount, maybe a little tiny bit.
To remove each bar in turn and just sets them off and gets everybody back a bit and so get down. Then it goes pop, 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 and the bars fall out.
Nice, very controlled explosives, these.
Exactly.
Is Frankie going to be taking any of these bars that they've managed to pop off? Or are they just going to leave them behind and be like, nah, I don't need those?
Yeah, take a leaf out of Smart Cool Man's book.
Yeah. This is like kids in a woodland, right? Like, you never know when a stick's going to be handy.
Exactly.
Okay. What I'll say, because you got an @20 on this, you can have a +3 temporary bonus of metal pole. And so if at any point you need a metal pole for some reason, you can have a +3 metal pole. But if you roll below a 10 when using this metal pole, you will for some reason lose it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So yeah, Frankie very deftly, quietly, and somehow controlledly busts open a bunch of these bars, and you're able to all slip past this gate that is kind of automatically shut and head further down into these sewage pipes. As you're going along, you again hear what you think sounds like whispering. This time it more distinctly sounds a bit like chatting. Let's have some sort of roll from each of you for if you understand or recognize or can figure out what this noise is.
I also want to note for the record that once they went down into the sewer pipe, after hearing all that dripping, Clarity has tied up their hair under a bandana because that sounds like a nightmare, and has also rolled up their pants a little bit.
This makes sense, yeah, totally.
I want to use the metal pole to tap out on something resonant, if possible. Some kind of distinctive beat, so that if there are actually people making those sounds, then they will get that there is somebody else here and respond to that somehow.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you can go for a roll for that.
I think that's just the +3 metal pole. It's a 15 on the dice.
Okay.
So +3 for 18.
Okay. Is Smart doing anything to try and understand what's happening?
In the very best tradition of playing role-playing games, I think I'm going to open us up to some danger and be like, I can hear somebody talking. Like, what up, voices that are tiny? And just, like, ask what's happening.
Tiny voice. Okay. I'll give you +himbo on this if you want to roll for that.
Cool. I think I'm vibing with this as well. I think that's a pretty neat one on that. That'll put me on to 18 in total.
Dang, okay. What's Clarity doing?
As opposed to Smart and Frankie, who are making a bunch of noise, Clarity was trying to creep silently closer towards where the noises seem to be coming from in order to hear better. And so I rolled a 12 and then +3 to stealth. So that's 15 in total.
Okay. Right. All right.
Though how well that works with everyone clanging and now shouting down echoey tubes.
Okay, so what I'll say is Clarity kind of goes on ahead and Whisper accompanies them. The 3 demo bots are hanging back a ways. If you look behind over your shoulders, you can see their blinking red lights behind you. And Frankie and Smart are clanging away in the pipe and shouting. And Frankie is banging out maybe a dunk, 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 dunk kind of noise and expecting a repeat noise coming back.
Dum dum back, yes.
You do it a few times and eventually you hear a dunk dunk kind of echo down the pipe. Clarity being up ahead, you hear this noise come first and it reverberates down the pipe and the other two hear it.
Clarity is going to motion to Whisper to dim the light a little bit because that seems like a good way to just get spotted early. So instead of the beam shooting outwards down the pipe, it's going to angle lower to the ground, which is going to reveal so many horrible horrors, but it's going to be more of a floor light. And so still being able to see, I don't know, like a foot or two ahead, but not quite as noticeable, I would say.
Okay. Smart. You've been shouting around. You don't hear any reply. There's no one being like, hello. You hear this dunk dunk noise reverberate down the pipe. And let's say you and Frankie are right next to each other as this noise reaches you and you both maybe stop and look at each other.
There's people here.
Huh. Yeah.
I mean, besides us.
But they didn't say hello back. That's like kind of rude.
Maybe they're down here to not be noticed? But then they wouldn't reply. This is strange.
Yeah, Smart's like holding his temple, just like rubbing it, trying to understand the situation. It hurts. But there's definitely somebody there. Where did Clarity go?
So Clarity is up ahead of you. You'll be able to see the glowing ambient light from Whisper.
Okay.
Is Clarity going to carry on ahead, or are they stopping?
I think at this point, Clarity's kind of turned around to the other two, and it's like, hey, maybe we can investigate this when we don't have Howie, Debbie, and Widget with us. I really don't want to know what will happen if someone finds us with our little, chaos squad over here. That probably wouldn't be a good thing. I don't want to be buried under literal piles of crap.
Maybe one of us should go and investigate, and the other two keep an eye on Howie, Debbie, and Widget. In the meantime, that's what I think we should do, Frankie says.
Fair.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I can do it, because I've got the best disguise. Or, I don't know, like, who wants to do it, man?
Why don't I go check out what all that noise is, and then I'll come back and tell you what it was. In the meantime, maybe just check the map and make sure that we're still going the right direction. But I'll investigate and I'll meet back up with you guys.
It's turning into a solo mission quite quickly.
For now. Okay, so Frankie and Smart, are you going to carry on just slowly, or are you going to stop completely and hang out with the bots? What are you going to do whilst Clarity goes forward?
I was thinking just wait here so we can actually be found again. Then Frankie sort of sits down and explains to the robots why there's a delay.
Oh god, are you going to get all cosmic-y and philosophic-y with the robots and get them to understand life and the meaning of world? This is existence.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Just start sermoning to the robots.
Well, more sort of a dialogue, try and lead them to their own realization of the interconnectedness of everything, and also there's some people down there that maybe we don't want to blow up.
Okay, Smart. What is Smart doing during this?
Since we're waiting, Smart's going to challenge one of the robots to an arm wrestle.
Okay.
You look pretty strong, and I'm like, I'm pretty strong too. I think I could take you. Do you want to try?
Okay, right. We got to have a couple of rolls here. So let's have a roll from Frankie for communicating with the robots.
So this is definitely cosmic. I don't think it's anything else.
No, probably not.
Well, that's 17 plus 1 makes 18.
Okay. Frankie sits down with the robots, and I guess Smart pulls one of them aside. Which two would you like to sit with?
Debbie and Widget, I think.
Yeah, Frankie sits with Debbie and Widget and starts talking to them. They don't have any facial features. They've got their names scrawled on the top of their head units above their camera lenses, I guess. But maybe their cameras focus in and out a couple of times, but other than this, they don't nod or or seem to acknowledge anything you're saying. They just kind of sit there quietly with you.
I'm imagining the cameras sort of gradually go out of focus as their minds get bent by the concepts that are totally out of reach of their programming.
You know, robots don't have minds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Frankie thinks they do.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, in Frankie's head, robots have cosmicness. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Chris. So Smart takes a perch with Howie and gets him into a position to do an arm wrestle. The robot doesn't seem to respond in any way, but it goes into the pose you put it into. Let's have a roll from Smart to see what happens.
Definitely a himbo move. I feel like this is both vibing because I'm having a good time, but we're keeping it tight.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping it tight. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 12 on the die, so that goes up to 17.
17. Okay. So Smart starts arm wrestling this robot and just immediately just slams their hand down as if winning an arm wrestle. And the robot doesn't respond. Their arm just kind of stays in this kind of flipped over position.
Like, you were a worthy challenger, man. That was fun. You should take that up full time. I think you'd make a real good living out of that.
Its other arm pops up into position as if this is the routine.
Are you challenging me best of 3? I like your style, dude.
Okay, let's have another roll then.
Okay, so that's now a 14 on the die. I think that takes it up to a 19.
Okay, so Smart just does it again, and the robot just seems to like keep on flipping up its arms as if this is a routine of some sort it's going into. And you can carry on just doing this until clarity comes back if you want.
100%. I am 100% distracted, and the more I do it, like the more I'm getting that beautiful glistening sweat.
You're just working out. You've worked out a workout in the sewers. Okay.
I am taut, I am hot, I am working it.
But at the same time, you think you're doing a solid to this robot as well. You're like, I'm helping the robot develop its games.
No, I'm just thinking, man needs to know when to quit, but I'm happy to go along with this.
Excellent. Okay, Basil, you're leading the way. Clarity's on the charge. So quietly, I presume, kind of heading forwards.
Yeah, definitely not. Briefly, as they were heading out, they took a look back and saw Smart starting to do that arm wrestle thing and was just like, nope, I don't see that. I don't perceive that. I'm just gonna, somebody has to stay on task.
Those two back there are having a kumbaya session and hanging out with the robots. Clarity is going on with the mission.
Yeah, Clarity has not had a fun time since we've gone down into the horrible, gross pipe. It's just like thinking of soup ingredients to keep it together. Like, oh, when I get out of here, I'm going to put some more leeks in here next time, maybe a bit more cream. It'll be delicious. It will not be here. It will not be in this gross place.
Yeah, soup is a much better liquid than sewage, so yeah, no, I get that, yeah. Okay, so I guess Clarity has taken the GPS device and gone forwards and reached actually where the beacon flashing gets to. And there is a ladder that leads upwards to what you presume must be the building that you're supposed to be getting these explosives set at.
Are there any more whispers, or is it just that ladder?
Let's have another listening roll.
Okay. I rolled a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear very clearly voices, and it sounds like they're coming from the cover that is at the top of this ladder.
What does the ladder look like? Is it really grody? Like, is it caked on with stuff?
It doesn't look particularly clean, but it's not really gross.
Okay.
Let's have some sort of examination roll.
Yeah, I think Clarity is going to direct Whisper to angle the light back up so that they can look at the ladder more clearly, but they're also going to go ahead and do that roll. So let's see. Ooh, that was a little lower. All right, that was a 7, but do I get a point for using Whisper's light?
Yeah, you'll get a point from that.
Okay, so that's like an 8.
It looks like a pretty climbable ladder. Like, you can't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to go ascend this.
Okay. Well, all the same, Clarity's going to put some gloves on and then head back to the group, since that seems to be the way forward, and it doesn't seem like they've run into any people whispering down here, so it must be up there. So they're just going to head back and tell the other two what they found out.
Okay. So Clarity can head back with no problem, manages to follow the path that they took, and Whisper accompanies them, of course. Comes back and finds some sort of seance or something going on with Frankie and the robots, and Smart just wrestling, maybe has gotten into a full proper wrestling stance and he's just tussling with this robot, and the robot's just kind of responding in whatever stance Smart has put them into. But yeah, you all manage to regather, and you can arrange yourselves in whatever manner you wish to get yourselves into a onward moving position again, and Clarity and Whisper can easily guide you back towards that ladder.